Hey everybody, the Robot Fighters here, and before we begin, just to give you a heads up, this will be the only video about Bop It that you will see in my channel. Again, this will be the only video that you will guys see in my channel of Bop It games. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about this Learn Through Music. There's the cartridge for the People in the Neighborhood thing, but I took it out because I'm not going to need it for a second. So we're going to talk about Bop It and Learn Through Music. But this is not a gameplay of, as you know, the video that I'm talking about is not doing a demonstration of Learn Through Music, nor playing a game of Bop It. But, however, this video, even though I said that it's not about playing Bop It games, or playing it, or turning them on, it's just talking about a little project I wish I could do. So, basically, you might remember watching videos from the Electronic Toy Archive that he is showing to Learn Through Music, but he is actually demonstrating audio and different things about the different cartridges that are there. But he has the original model. This is the Plus version. He has the original unit. When I was a kid, I used to have the original unit, which was my very, very first one. Then I got, when I was 7 years old, this one, the Plus model. And then when I came here to Florida, because I missed so much my Learn Through Musics, I got a third and a fourth one the same year. Because the third one, I got it in the mail when I was at an apartment. And the fourth one, that one, I got it, if I could be wrong, at a thrift store with a cartridge from Blue's Clues. Yeah. And now, when my mom gave those away, I realized that last year it was my chance, because my mom went to a thrift store, the same thrift store I found my fourth Learn Through Music, which was the original unit. That variant, I didn't see the unit of that one. But, talking about that. Now, why am I saying this? Is because I got a second Learn Through Music Plus. The very first one, I got it at Puerto Rico when I was 7. And this one, I have it from last year. So, it did come with this game, which was actually the Elmo one with the neighborhood thing. And now, be aware that what I'm going to say is rather shocking. Since I think it was in 2009, there was another type of Learn Through Music, but it was actually a touchpad. If you guys know which one I'm talking about, let me know in the comments which one I'm talking about, because I want to know the name of that one in general. Now, another thing is that I have a funny idea. If I was able to find another one of these, I could actually create myself on a community or something. Yeah, that's not the video relation. Bop It video is not going to be related. So, actually, it is related to Bop It, yeah. So, my idea of my plan... Yes. The idea... Sorry if I got disturbed, but I can't think too much. So, the reason why I want to say that this is my idea is because you guys may be thinking to yourselves the following. Yes, here's the question. why would I want to do this with the Learn 3 Music, and I want to try to create myself a file, even though there is no way I could do it with these, even though Fisher-Price never had that technology until now. But my actual plan is in the future, if I did get a chance, even though this may not happen, I wish I could modify this to have a built-in cartridge that not only it could be from this, but I could actually modify it to have both things. It could have the switch for powering it on and off, but I could do a modification switch. And you may be wondering, what's the modification switch? To activate built-in cartridge that I wish I could create in the future. And which one is it? I would invent it to be called the Bop It History cartridge, where I would have my voice in that. However, be aware that my actual plan is doing the following. If I did that modification with it, and even though it may not happen, so I know it will never happen, I cannot do it at all, because I cannot add in the additional switch, but it's okay. I'll think of a way to think it through, even though I may not be able to do it. So my plan is that normally these type of games from the cartridges of the Learn 3 Music series, which I'll show you in a second how it starts. So basically, here's the thing. Normally Learn 3 Music cartridges, whenever you activate a certain area or the arrows or something like that, it actually starts with a song and then it introduces itself like this.
In your neighborhood, I'll let loose the people in your neighborhood and see what they do.
And just to give you a heads up, the reason why it sounded like that was because the batteries are low. So, hold on a second, okay? So, give me a second, guys. Just to give you a heads up, I'm making a video. Just to give you a heads up, so I'll call you back when I finish it so that you can watch it.
Sorry, you know what this is?
That's Douglas Fir, but I already know what. Oh, it's on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll call you back when I finish this video. It's still recording, but I was just giving you a heads up.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I'll let you know when to watch it, okay?
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, as I was saying, now the reason why I noticed that, the reason why you'll hear it like this, low batteries, is because the pitch is changing, and because of that, the batteries were dead. Like, the batteries are almost dead. I bought it at a thrift store, but I had fresh batteries that I got last year. And also, since I've been using it a few times, and like, I don't know when I started using it, it started sounding like this. You can hear the pitch changing a little bit. See? Now I'm going to the one I like the most. This one. And you'll actually notice that once I play it, I want you to guys pay attention to the pitch. And never mind, it's not going to sing it because batteries are low. But it's okay. I'll keep explaining it. So, my idea is, instead of doing a cartridge with a song, I would modify it to do this. It would have the same concept as these types of cartridges, but I would add an additional switch from Arduino to actually modify it to do this. I would do a game called the Bop It History, and then I would put all these Bop Its there, like the whole history, and ones I don't have yet, which include I have the original Bop It, 2 of that one, 1996. 1 Bop It Extreme. I'll try to get another one of that one soon. Bop It Extreme 2. I'll try to get another one as well. The Bop It 2002, which I'm planning to think of a way to get a second one, which I'll show you in a second which one I'm talking about. So give me a minute. Alright. So basically, here's the plan. So give me a second, guys. So, I did have it when I found it a few seconds ago, so I'll try to find it in a second. Give me a minute, guys. Move that Bop It out of the way. Here it is. This is the Bop It 2002 model. And now, it's played like the original, but it sounds different. And now, you know, that's how it's going to be. Then, I'm going to try to get another one of that one. My plan is to get the Bratz version of that Bop It. Bop It Blast. Bop It Download. 2 of that one, but it's going to be more customized on this. Then I have Bop It Shout already. Bop It XT. Bop It Smash. Bop It Bounce. Bop It Tetris. And the rest of the Bop Its, I have them. But the only ones I have to get are a second one of Extreme. Extreme 2. 2 of the 2000 version. Not 1996. 2000. Another one in 2002. 2 Bratz. Bop It. 2 Bop It Blasts. If I mentioned already 2002, I'm going to get a second one soon. 2 Bop It Downloads, but it's going to be hard to get that one because it's extremely rare to find these days. And I have the rest of them, 2 of each, but not only I need those vintage ones, but the one I have left to get as well is the one I'm going to say. Ninja Turtles, which was one that was released this year. Now I have a BB-8 Bop It, but I'm planning to get the other variant of that one, some other variants of the Micro Series, some variants of
Bop It.
the Bop It Classic 2019, which is actually,
Bop It to try.
let me see if I can grab it.
Roll it
For a
to erase. Turn
Yeah,
it to
they'll
a
be
game.
using
Bop It
carabiner
to
versions of
start.
these, so be aware of that. And now, once I find it, which is actually, that's Bop It Extreme 1998 model, so let me get the one I need. So give me a second, guys. Oh. Alright, so the Bop It on that one is dead. R2D2. I'll be adding the Bop Its that are vintage. The later Bop Its. Oh, both of them are together. Okay, I'll grab one. And I'll be trying to get another of this one, another one of the other number, and the 3.0 version as well. But that's my plan, okay? And one more thing. All character Bop Its I have, they're duplicates, but
I'm going to sleep.
I'm planning to get the ones I have missing. That's one thing. And here's the one that I'm planning to not get because it would get missing quickly in my Bop It collection. And it's actually the world's smallest one, which is actually released for the Super Impulse version. And now, that's the plan. So the idea is the following. I would actually start the intro, instead of doing a song, I would put myself doing a remix of all the Bop It music. Instead of the voices, I'll do a remix of all of the sounds from Bop It, including the character Bop Its and the Pass It sound effect. But after the whole remix ends, I'll be introducing myself saying, hello, welcome to the Bop It history. As you scroll through this, you'll be able to meet every Bop It that was released. from 1996 and more to come. And then it'll be as everything as it will be heard. And then whenever people touch the screen, as they hear the whole remix through the full song, while they're touching the screen, they could hear that particular Bop It in that remix. And then after that, I could say the name of the Bop It that was featured in the remix. For example, they could hear 1996 sound, and I would say original 1996 Bop It. And then they could keep going until it gets to the ending of the history when it gets released. The last Bop It ever made. And then, of course, once everybody finishes the history behind on my modification of all Bop It history, at the end, not only it would have the outro like saying you have discovered the history of Bop It, I would add that synthesized voice that was featured in this one, the Spider-Man one, like when they started doing the AI voice, when it said the following, when it actually said Spider-Man US 6, and then for Ninja Turtles it says something, and then it says something different. Then, of course, Refresh US 4, Micro US 6. That voice, but it'll actually give more conclusions on the Bop It the Bop It history that was out there. So yeah, that's my idea. But the music I would put for each section, it would be another remix. But the first ever sound that you might hear from when you start the cartridge, such as like that. But in the beginning, it would be remixed between all Bop Its, including the sound effects of them and the character Bop Its as well. Then as kids scroll through each section when pressing the arrows, they would hear not the commercial, but the sound effects of whichever Bop It they come across on the sections with the arrows. And then, of course, if they press the question mark button, I would say the following in each one. Listen to the sounds carefully, then match them with the commands. Like, for example, if I used the original sound effects, for example, I would say find the sound effect for Bop It. And then kids might search around and they find that sound effect. I would say that was awesome and stuff like that. And then or the opposite way. What command that sounds like this? And then I would play that sound. It'll play that noise, and then I would play, and then that kid would find the command that matches that noise. So it would be like that. Same thing with the rest of the Bop Its out there, like these. The one that will not be included for my modification is actually, I'll show you in a second. Let me bring it out. Not that one. That one is going to be featured as well. But the one that is not going to be featured in my idea is the McDonald's variant. Now, you may be wondering why the McDonald's variant will not be featured in my modification. Is because it doesn't do Bop It sounds. All kids may hear is like little sound effects like these, or the spin it camera like that, the twist it like that, pull it like that. They would do that, but I would play Happy Meal McDonald's sound effects while kids find the commands. Like, for example, if they would press the question mark button and they hear find switch it, and then when they press switch it, I would play the sound of a light switch. And same deal with spin it, pull it, twist it like that. But if they want to add that one, it's okay with me, so I can add it for them. So that would be my idea for modifications for this thing. But for Bop It Bounce, it's going to be different. Where it would have the voice of Bop It Bounce, but it would just say random sounds, for example. If it would be saying, like, let's play Bop It Bounce, then it would start with the phrase, like, for example, as I was saying, for each time, if it says max bounce, I would put the sound of a timer and a ball bouncing. If it said infinite bounce, it would say like the sound effects of a ball bouncing nonstop, and then when it does the nonstop sound, it will faint away as if the ball is stopping. Then it would be hang time, and then it would make the sound of a ball being hung for 5 bounces. And then same deal with right height and little, middle, big. But when it says right height, it would make this sound like the volume going down, and when it goes to the highest level, it goes really loud. Then little, middle, big, it would be the same thing. Low volume, medium volume, and high volume. And then freeform, when it would say freeform, it would play silly sound effects like the Bop It Bounce would do. And then if they press the question mark, they would say like, what game requires time to bounce for 5 times? Or I would say, find the game that leaves you hanging in 5 bounces. And then I would find hang time and all that. So that would be the funny part. So it's just a funny thing that I want to try out. For Tetris, instead of putting the Bop It version of Tetris, I would put the arcade version. If it was the Smash version, I would play synthesizer sounds like how the Bop It Smash does it, but differently. And it would say, which one is the slowest level? And kids would touch the screen, that would say 1. And then it would say, which one is the fastest level? Then it would say 10, like that. But, yeah, that would be my plan. If it was the character Bop It's, the questions may be asked by that particular character about the MC. For example, if it was R2-D2 and BB-8 C-3PO, may be asking the questions on what makes the sound or what command is which, and then Groot would be the voice of Rocket Raccoon, Minion Stuart, Agnes, and so on, until it gets to Ninja Turtles, and even more that would be released since next year. So, if you have any questions about why my modification would be done with Arduino in the future, but not yet until I figure out a way to do it, feel free to keep it in the comments below. Okay, bye. So yeah, by the time you have any questions, I'll be delighted to answer them. So thanks for watching, and